In Florida of 1961, a man named Clarence Earl Gideon was accused of robbing a pool hall for which he stood trial. Gideon could not afford a lawyer, so he asked for one to be appointed to him, as it is in his Sixth Amendment right, but back then, this amendment only applied for capital offenses like murder, which resulted in him losing the case and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. While in prison, Gideon read and informed himself about the laws, to then later send a letter to the Supreme Court talking about how his Sixth Amendment right to counsel is incorporated into the 14th Amendment to counsel to the states. The Supreme Court later took his case. At the first trial, Gideon appeared in court without an attorney. In open court, he asked the judge to appoint counsel for him because he cannot afford an attorney. The trial judge denied Gideon's request because Florida law only permitted appointment of counsel for poor defendants charged with capital offenses. Forced to defend himself due to a lack of money, lost his case. While he was in prison, he educated himself about the law and realized that the 14th Amendment due process clause incorporated the Sixth Amendment right to counsel to the states. He appealed to the Florida Supreme Court, which did not agree and upheld his conviction. Finally, he mailed a handwritten letter to the U.S. Supreme Court. He requested that the court review his case and appoint a lawyer to defend him. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously in favor of Gideon, guaranteeing the right to legal counsel for criminal defendants in federal and state courts. Following the decision, Gideon was given another trial with an appointed lawyer and was acquitted of the charges. The Gideon case incorporated the Sixth Amendment into the states, meaning that all state courts must provide lawyers for defendants who cannot afford to hire their own. This is one of the many cases that relied upon the doctrine of selective incorporation. Citing the 14th Amendment's due process clause, the Supreme Court has applied provisions of the Bill of Rights, which originally only constrained the actions of the federal government to the states. Selective incorporation prevents state governments from infringing on individual freedoms.